So the history of agriculture is long. It goes all the way back as far as we have writings. Basically, I'm reading stuff on the ancient Romans and the ancient Greeks, and man, I just don't even know where to start for this. But for us, for Americans, for our future, for the next 4 years under this new presidency, I would like to dive into a little bit of this, and it starts in 1906. So here we go. In 1906, Fitzhaber was a 36-year-old husband, father, and chemist with a desire to create and provide for his family, but he soon would become the man who killed millions but saved billions. Fitzhaber is crucial to the history of agriculture for one reason: chemical fertilizer. Mr. Haber developed the Haber-Bosch process, a method to synthesize ammonia from nitrogen and hydrogen, which is crucial in producing the production of chemical fertilizers, effectively allowing for large-scale food production. This came with the booms that we had in civilization. While his invention enabled feeding a large population, the same technology could be used to create explosives during wartime, leading to the tragic implications of his discovery. But at least we got to solve world hunger, right? No, we did not. Well, then, why did we give him the Nobel Prize for this? Because in the short term, he helped feed a world of hungry mouths. The key word there is in the short term. But it is one of those moments in time where you wish you could use a time machine and go back and slightly alter a few things. Hindsight allows us to see this now, and the long term for agriculture and the feeding of nations has been hindered because of the use of fertilizer, not helped, and I will explain myself. The argument that chemical fertilizers were necessary to sustain a growing global population is compelling at first, but it doesn't hold up under scrutiny for several reasons. Here's why the notion is false. Number one, traditional farming practices were already sustainable. Before the widespread adoption of chemical fertilizers, traditional and regenerative farming methods were highly effective at maintaining soil fertility and food production. Practices like crop rotation, composting green manures, and integrating livestock provided natural nutrient cycles. Systems, such as China's traditional agriculture, described in Farmers of 40 Centuries by F. H. King, published in 1911, supported dense populations for thousands of years without synthetic inputs. Number two, mismanagement, not lack of fertility, was the problem. Soil degradation in the pre-chemical era often stemmed from poor agricultural practices like monocropping and overtilling, not from an inherent lack of nutrients in the soil. Regenerative techniques such as cover cropping and rotational grazing could have restored soil health without synthetic fertilizers. Could. Number three, overproduction, not scarcity, has been the issue. The boom in global population has not been matched by a proportional increase in food scarcity. Instead, food systems suffer from distribution inefficiencies. Even with chemical fertilizers, significant portions of food are wasted due to poor storage, overproduction, and inequitable distribution. The world already produces enough food to feed 10 billion people, according to many studies. The issue is access, not production. Or the issue is political, not production even. Number four, the Green Revolution came with costs. The Green Revolution, which started in 1940s and went roughly 1960s, which popularized chemical fertilizers, increased crop yields, but had several long-term consequences, and one of the biggest ones being soil depletion. Synthetic fertilizers disrupted soil microbiomes and led to soil compaction and erosion. Water pollution is the second one, which runoff from chemical fertilizers caused algal blooms, dead zones, and water quality degradation. This is measurable. This has been the case for a long time. Dependency. Farmers became reliant on fertilizers, often indebting them to large agricultural companies, who rules most of our food now. Number five, regenerative agriculture can meet modern needs. Studies show regenerative methods like rotational grazing, agroforestry, and cover cropping can produce yields comparable to conventional systems while enhancing biodiversity and ecological health. For example, rotational grazing mimics natural herbivore movements and ruminant movements, improving soil fertility and carbon sequestration. Permaculture systems integrate plant diversity to enhance soil nutrients naturally, negating the need for synthetic fertilizers. Number 6, chemical fertilizers ignore the root problem. Fertilizers provide a short-term nutrient boost but do not address the deeper issue, soil health. Healthy soil, rich in organic matter and microorganisms, can fix nitrogen, retain water, and provide long-term fertility without external inputs. Chemical fertilizers bypass the soil ecosystem, leading to long-term degradation. Number 7, historical success without chemicals. Throughout history, many societies successfully fed large populations without synthetic inputs. Ancient Rome used systems of crop rotation, cover crops, and livestock integration. In medieval Europe, the three-field system maintained fertility throughout fallowing and livestock manure. Indigenous systems worldwide, examples, milpa in Mesoamerica, rice-fish duckery systems in Asia, sustained highly productive productivity without chemicals. This portion really interests me. I advise any of you who find this interesting at all, go look at the ancient Romans, go look at the ancient Greeks and medieval Europe, and look at what information is out there to read on how they were farming at that time, because it's very interesting and it might be very familiar to some of you to what's going on in social media and what people are talking about and what people are excited about, is specifically what RFK is kind of trying to push right now. So with this, yeah, I just find that super interesting. So anyways, number 8, chemical fertilizers cause long-term yield declines. Over-reliance on chemical fertilizers eventually depletes soil of its natural structure and ability to retain nutrients. You kill the soil. Who would have thought? Studies reveal that organic matter levels in soil fertility decline in chemically treated soils, leading to diminishing returns over time. Here's my conclusion. The belief that chemical fertilizers were necessary is a myth perpetuated by the chemical industry and a narrow focus on short-term productivity. Regenerative farming methods, if widely adopted, could have met the needs of growing populations sustainably. The real solution lies in improving soil health, reducing food waste, and ensuring equitable food distribution. Down in the description, I'm going to have a myriad of other statistics and examples of this, of where it did work and where it has worked. I'm going to read one off to you right now, and I find it extremely interesting. So, regenerative crop livestock integration example. This one example calls from Polyface Farms in Virginia, USA. Joel Salatin rotates cattle, chicken, and pigs across the farm to cycle nutrients and build soil health. The results: restored degraded farmland to lush, productive pastures. Meat and egg production is 400% more per acre compared to conventional systems. Costs reduced as chemical fertilizers and feed are unnecessary. Study evidence: a 2021 study in Nature Sustainability found that integrated crop livestock systems improved productivity by 20 to 30% while enhancing soil organic matter. This is some of what I found out about the history of agriculture. Let me know what you think. If I have gaps in my information, I'm missing something, let me know too. Subscribe, follow.